We started living in here in January and it was really cold at that point of year. This mattress is actually one of the most comfortable mattresses I have ever slept on. It was absolutely draining my mental health. It was the worst that it had ever been in my entire life. And I knew that I needed to make some sacrifices and some changes. This AC unit just sucks up so much electricity. Hey, I'm Emily and that's my rig. Welcome to the inside. This is my dog Remy, and this is the kitchen. We've definitely downsized, but I feel like I haven't really missed out on anything that I used to have in our apartment. We had so many pots and pans that we never used, and now we only have one pot, one pan, and it is absolutely everything that we need. So we've chosen to keep rice cookers and air fryers on top of our very limited counter space because it makes cooking so much more accessible in the rig, especially when we're really limited on the amount of storage space and how many pots and pans we have. The air fryer is really helpful when you're just trying to heat something up quickly, and the rice cooker allows for healthy eating on the road. The part of cooking that's a chore for us is dishes. It takes a lot of water to be able to do dishes. We've got 20 gallons of fresh water, and when we use that fresh water, it fills up our gray water tank, and that fills up really quickly, having to go to the dump, and the less water we use, the less we have to head back into town to empty and refill our tanks. We have our two stovetops here, and underneath we have all of our pots and pans. We've got kitchen towels and bowls down there as well. Up top we have all of our food storage, snacks, rice, pastas, all of the good things. And over under here we have Remy's dog food. Her food bowl and her water bowl are down there. And then we have our heater right here. It runs off of propane, keeps us super toasty in the winter. We started living in here in January and it was really cold at that point of year, so it's so nice to be able to have access to a very cozy, warm space. Up here we've got our fridge, and the coolest thing about our fridge is that it runs off both electric and propane. So we kind of twist it on and off whenever we're driving. We put it on electric so we're not worried about our food going bad. But the propane's extremely efficient. We can run this fridge for about 2 weeks off of one 5-gallon propane tank. And then when you open it up, we've got a little bit bigger than a mini size fridge. It keeps, as you can see, plenty of food in here. We have a freezer up top, so we even get some of our frozen foods up there. And that's why the air fryer is so good. Some late night mozzarella sticks in the air fryer feels like a true luxury. The majority of this layout is exactly how we bought it, but there's a few things that we added to it, and this is one of them here. This entire space was actually completely empty. And so we've now added this storage, and under here we keep all of Remy's extra dog food, extra sheets and blankets. And then down here we have some sleeping bags, and to be completely honest, I'm not sure what else. Welcome to the dinette. This is a really cool area where I spend a lot of time hanging out, reading books. It didn't look like this when we got it. The setup was the same, but it kind of had really creepy tan cushions, so I hand sewed all of these cushions together, same with these curtains, and kind of made it a little nicer. Put some sticky countertop on top of this to re-up that as well, and painted the outside to a nice black color. We have this AC unit here that we can really only use when we're plugged in. We can't run our AC unit off of our solar, although we have never run out of solar, and it's really charged up. This AC unit just sucks up so much electricity. It is fantastic to be able to use in the summer because when it's really hot, this thing bakes in the heat. So to have access to something when we're able to plug in is really awesome. Underneath where I'm sitting right now, I have a Blue Eddy power source, and it's an all-in-one system that our solar connects to, and we run every single thing that we use electricity for, our air fryer, rice cooker, our charging our phones, any sort of thing like that. And up here, there's a sleeping bag and some other of my husband's things, and you've probably realized that I've been saying we a lot. I do have a husband, and he lives in here some of the time, but he's also a whitewater raft and mountaineering guide, and about 6 out of 7 days a week he is off living in his car, guiding adventures for other people, especially during this busy part of summer. If you met me a year and a half ago, I would have been an elementary school teacher living in an apartment with my not yet husband. A year and a half later, here I am, living in my rig, full-time yoga teacher, now married, but it's been a wild journey to get here. Being an elementary school teacher was absolutely draining my mental health. It was the worst that it had ever been in my entire life, and I knew that I needed a change. I was already getting my yoga teacher training, and I started taking myself outside every day just to practice my own practice. Through that, I taught my first classes outside and started my own company, Do Yoga Outside. I teach yoga full-time now, and to be able to sustain living as a yoga teacher, I need to live in a rig. I needed to make some sacrifices and some changes, and that's the choice that I made. My mental health is so much better than it ever was, even the fact that I live in this little truck here. Welcome to the bedroom. We've got a queen size bed here. That was one of the things that I very much needed, as an extremely comfy sleeping setup. I love my sleep. This mattress is actually one of the most comfortable mattresses I have ever slept on. We bought it for this exact purpose, and I think I sleep better in here than I have ever slept anywhere else. The fresh air, the comfortable sleeping. It just feels like home. And then just to make it look super homey and pretty, we added these wooden slats to the top and stained all of them, screwed them into the roof, and makes it look nice. We were able to build these back two storage units, and underneath the mattress like slides in just a little bit to be able to fully fit the mattress. We had really old creepy camp lights that had those little switches on them, so we did upgrade those, and now we've got these tap lights here. We have this skylight up here, which is one of my favorite features in here. I've actually in the middle of the night woken up and watched the Aurora Borealis right out of my bed. Welcome to our bathroom. We have a wet bath here with a shower and a toilet. Our toilet is black water, and we've got about 20 gallons, so it lasts probably 10 to 14 days. We have a hot water heater, so we turn that on about 15-20 minutes before a shower, and we can take a full, as long as we want, shower. We prefer to shower in our outdoor shower, actually, because our indoor shower collects all of that water and adds to our gray water tanks. So yeah, I think if we were to build again, we just would keep the indoor shower out, because between going to shower at gyms and showering outside, we really don't use it that much. Behind the mirror, we have some toiletry storage, and then underneath there's also a cabinet that stays completely sealed where we keep toilet paper and some extra things like that. We actually bought the truck and the rig in a combo off Facebook Marketplace for $15,000 from some guy that really only used it for hunting. And it looked like he really only used it for hunting. I think there was actually some deer blood underneath our kitchen table. So we fully gutted that and put in about $5,000 into the renovations. And that includes the solar panels that we have on top, the blue eddy that we have, new flooring, the slats on top of our roof, and all of those little touches. Almost perfectly $5,000. And then we hit the road, and when we hit the road, our transmission actually blew on our first trip that we had, so we had to spend a whole $5,000 more to be able to fix our transmission. We lived in a rental car for 10 days, and we really got our first view of what this camper life really is. A lot of people have concerns about a dog living inside a tiny vehicle like that, and you know, I'd agree with them if we were spending all of our time in there, that it's probably not the best spot for a dog. But I can tell you that this dog has the loveliest lifestyle. You know, I wish I could trade with her. She spends most of her time outside and is running around the woods, and really the only time she's in her rig is when she's fully asleep. Welcome to the outside of my rig. I've built this outdoor storage box right here. It's winterized and waterproof. Keep yoga mats, my skis, and other assorted outdoor adventure materials in there. We have our 5-gallon propane tank on the other side, and over here we've got some additional storage. We have our outdoor shower, and in that outdoor shower we also have our long extension cord for when we do have a spot to plug in. And then the other box is our hot water heater, and next to that you can see our freshwater fill up. So when we do get fresh water, we open that and then we are able to fill up our 20 gallons of fresh. Up on the top, you can climb up the ladder. We've got 400 watts of solar up there, plenty of sunshine here in Bend. We also have our stabilizers on each side. Unfortunately, we have hand cranks for each of them. We've built a drill bit that's able to use a drill to be able to make it a little bit faster. But if I were to change something, I would want some of those hydraulic automatic stabilizers. Being outside is what clears my mind and what fills my bucket most. So living in the rig and the career choice that I have really feed into me filling my own cup, and when my cup is full, I'm able to help other people fill their cups as well. Thank you so much for watching. If you want to come to a yoga class, doyogaoutside.org is the place to check that out. If you want to follow social media, at doyogaoutside on Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok is where you'll find me. I hope to see you outside.